Hey guys, it's Core Ross and welcome to 6 News. So the final season of Year 7 is almost upon us. The reveal is actually coming up very quickly. So I wanted to go over everything we expect to see in the final season of Year 7. And it's potentially shaping up to be Rainbow Six Siege's biggest season because they have delayed so much stuff into this season, not just from this year, but a few things from last year as well. So this could be a huge season, or maybe we'll just see more delays. We'll have to wait and see. So let's start with the reveal date and the launch date for this season. And unfortunately, it's going to be more complicated to calculate than normal because what normally happens is at the finals of an esports event, the new season is shown off. We know that that's going to be in Sweden this year from November 21st to November 27th. But the problem is the 27th is potentially too late in the month to do a reveal because it'll go in the test server for 2 weeks after that, which would mean that the new season would launch on December 13th, which is too close, I think, to the winter holidays. To put it into perspective, last year, the new season was revealed on November 8th, and then it was launched November 30th. So I'm not sure we're actually going to see the reveal at the finals. I think it might happen maybe a week or two before that. And that wouldn't be the first time that's ever happened, but it would be, of course, unusual. But anyway, now we got that out of the way, let's move on to the actual content of the season. So at the beginning of the year, this is what the roadmap looked like, with Season 4 having cross-play, cross-progression, permanent arcade mode, 2 events, and then the final part of the reputation system coming in with rewards and sanctions. However, that changed in the middle of the year when the new map that was supposed to come with Season 3 was pushed into Season 4. However, 3 months later, Rank 2.0 was also pushed into Season 4, and we got what is now our final version, maybe, of this roadmap. Hopefully this won't be the case where I make this video, release it, and then the same day or later they change the roadmap. But anyway, I'll quickly list off what we're getting in Season 4 and then we'll go more in depth with each one. So we're getting an operator from Colombia, we're getting a brand new map, that'll be in all playlists, we're getting cross-play and cross-progression, we're getting Rank 2.0, we're getting an event, and we're getting permanent arcade playlists. Then we're also getting Reputation System Phase 3, which will bring in a score display and early voice chat sanctions. So let's go deeper into each one. So we'll start with the new map. That's going to be a brand new competitive map for all playlists, and it's going to be based in Singapore on a tropical island. It was supposed to come last season. It is now coming this season, and it is going to be Night Haven's base. And then we have crossplay and cross progression. This was originally going to launch at the beginning of the year. It got delayed by 9 months. And unfortunately, we actually don't know much details about it. Hopefully it's still coming, hopefully it won't be delayed, but how it's going to work, we're not entirely sure because the last update was over a year ago where they said that the cross-play was going to be console and console, so Xbox and PlayStation players playing together automatically, with the PC being in its own bubble, not able to interact with console players, although it would also have the streaming platforms attached to it, which it already has at this point. The cross progression, we don't know much about that. Presumably it's going to be a merging of accounts. So for instance, if you play on Xbox with a Ubisoft account, if you use that same Ubisoft account on PC, then all your items will be merged together. However, Ubisoft has not actually come out to say that as of yet, so that is a guess at this point. There is currently no official information on how this is going to work, but presumably it'll be that way. Then we have Ranked 2.0. So right now our current rank system is very basic. It's based on Microsoft True Skill, which is simply this: you win, you go up in points; you lose, you go down in points, and the longer you play, the less points you lose and gain, so that you eventually end up balancing out at a rank that should be good for you over time. But it's also extremely basic. So it's going to be replaced with Ranked 2.0. Now we don't know the ins and outs of the system yet, but we do know that if you are winning, you will go up in ranks, and if you are losing, you will not go down in rank. So it will actually end up being something you progress through, kind of like a battle pass. There will even be rewards for the different ranks as well now, which will most likely be like player backgrounds and player pictures and stuff like that. It also means that your rank will not be used to actually matchmake. Instead, there'll be a hidden matchmaking score behind it. That will hopefully mean if you're a high skilled player, you'll be matched up against high skilled opponents to have a 50% chance of beating that team And if you're a low skilled player, you'll hopefully have a chance of going up against another low skilled team who has a 50% chance of defeating you as well, meaning that each team will be fighting for every win that they can get. But of course, in reality, it's probably not going to work out like that. There's also unanswered questions like, being a support player, will that actually give me more points in this new ranked system? Because if I stop a hard breacher getting in, which could change the entire balance of the match, do I get more for doing those nice plays, or is it still going to be just about wins and losses and things like that? Because they have the opportunity here to make a system that could be more specifically molded for Siege's gameplay. But anyway, the goals here are to make a better rank system so that it's more enjoyable, more rewarding, better matchmaking, and something you might actually want to play. Because right now a lot of people will play their placement matches and then they stop because they've got their rank, they don't want to go back in because they might lose it, so they just stay away after that. Meaning that your ranked playlist actually has a very small pool of players to pick from, and that means for the system to try and get balanced matches going is very, very difficult because there's a lot of high skilled players playing ranked, but there's actually not that many low skilled players because they're just not going to stick around to watch their rank go down and down over time, whereas with this new system, it'll actually go up. But like I say, we don't actually have all the details yet. We're going to have to sit back, wait for the reveal to get the proper, behind the scenes idea of how it works. Then we have event and permanent arcade. So in the previous roadmaps, there was actually 2 events listed. They changed that to just 1 and a permanent arcade playlist. Now, a permanent arcade playlist, that's going to be like gun game and stuff like that, and they'll just be on all the time and they'll cycle through, and you can go in and have a lot of fun playing different arcade playlists all the time. So that's awesome. But when it comes to the events, it is rumored right now from leakers that we do have 2 events actually lined up for Season 4, and that does not include the Road to SI. So we might still have 2 events for Season 4, but take that with a pinch of salt, of course. And then finally, we got the Reputation System Phase 3. So we have seen them successfully bring in different parts of the Reputation System, and they are live and working. The next one is going to be early voice chat sanctioning. So if you're bad in voice chat, they're going to cut you off. And you'll also be able to see your reputation score as well. There's already a tile in game with the last update that actually shows where that's going to appear. But if you look at the previous roadmaps, you'll notice that they also mentioned rewards. So if you're a very good player, upstanding member of the community, you actually get some cool stuff like skins and stuff like that are unique to the reputation system. However, in the latest version of roadmap, that reward part is gone. So I'm kind of assuming the rewards are probably not coming with Season 4. There's plenty room on the roadmap here to stick it in. So I assume that they've probably gone and maybe pushed that out to next year. So that's it, guys. That is what is coming with Season 4. Now, let's conclude with a reality check. Are we actually going to see all of this, or is some of it going to be delayed? So last season, for the mid-season update, we actually got a roadmap update, which let us know that some of the stuff was getting pushed into the next season. This time, we have not had that. So I'm going to go on the presumption here that we're going to see everything listed, which as a reality check doesn't sound very realistic, but we'll see. I will say for sure, I think the new map will make it in because it was, at least as far as we know, pretty much done for last season, but they wanted to kind of polish it a bit more. So I do expect to see that. Cross-play, cross-progression, that is definitely something I could see get pushed into next year, but I hope not. We have leaks and reports that they are actually testing the console crossplay right now. So that means there is a chance that it is indeed coming. And then Rank 2.0 is my top feature just above cross progression. So I'm going to be very disappointed if that gets pushed into another season. So I'm hoping that will come. But again, that is another feature that could easily be delayed. But that would mean a second delay because it was supposed to come last season. Then for events and stuff and permanent arcades, I'm looking forward to seeing what they manage to do for permanent arcades. I hope they have enough to play around with to keep it alive, because if the playlist obviously doesn't have people in it, it's going to be dead. Although that's a feature that should not get delayed. Permanent arcades is simple enough. They've got the game modes there, they just need to put it in a rotating playlist and they're fine. The events, I'm looking forward to seeing what they come up with. And then reputation system, I got a feeling we're not going to see a full-fledged reputation system yet. But if we're seeing our score and we've got all these different sanctions in place for different stuff, then I guess it's pretty much going. It would be nice to have the rewards, but we'll see if they don't actually make it. I've got a feeling they're not going to make it for this season. But yeah, that is season 4. Let me know what you think in the comments below and your best guess on what you think may get delayed out of this list. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time.